What is up, MMA fans? This is Tudo Leonte for Sherdog.com, and today I have the pleasure to talk with UFC welterweight fighter, Mr. Orion Cosce. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Morning, doing good. I just turned 28, so not doing too shabby.
Thank you again for taking some time to record this interview. Today is July the 15th. Happy birthday. How are you going to celebrate?
Gonna go train right now. Gonna go train. Then a couple of my buddies at the gym are gonna go give me some birthday rounds up in the cage after morning practice, and then I'm gonna go play some golf and whatever the wife has planned out. Probably go do some match throwing, go outside for a hike. Just stay active, stay busy. But first and foremost, I'm gonna have some breakfast here in a second, and then go train my ass off.
Well, happy birthday once again, and good luck with your schedule today. Perhaps you will celebrate a little bit more after your fight.
Yeah, no, for sure. Probably gonna go to San Diego for a little bit after the fight, and then just pretty much keep training while I'm down there too. Hopefully, if everything goes correct the way I want it to go, then yeah, you'll be seeing me fight again a lot sooner than later. I don't really like waiting, so this whole entire only one fight per year thing doesn't really suit my boat.
I mean, right now you're scheduled to face Mike Mathetha once again. You were supposed to clash with your opponent before, but this fight never materialized. May I ask you what happened on both occasions, since I know that one time he pulled out of the fight, and I believe the second time you pulled out of the fight, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so it's actually the first time I had to pull out. So I was supposed to fight him originally back in February, but I ended up getting COVID, and the recovery process for that was a little weird. So I'd keep getting sick after I got COVID. So I was like, whatever, I'll just try to do whatever I can to get healthy. And so my management pretty much told the UFC, like, hey, my guy's only been able to train like once a week because he keeps getting sick. For like 3 to 4 days at a time. And so we decided to push back a little bit. And then this second time around, he had an injury, and I just told him, I was like, hey, heal up, bro. Like, let's try to, get this third time to try and bullshit. And yeah, fortunately enough, so far, neither one of us are sick. Neither one of us have an injury. So hopefully, God forbid, either one of us it's an injury, but hopefully we'll be able to go in, put on a performance for everybody.
Yeah, of course, and I believe fans are really looking forward to watching this fight. But you told me something that caught my attention. What happened after you got COVID?
I just kept getting sick, so it's just my immune system was down a little bit, and instead of giving my body the adequate time to recover, even during COVID, I was still outside trying to go running and working out and all that stuff. So it's pretty working out while you had the flu. Just something you shouldn't have done. And because the fight was coming up, I just wanted to train and stay ready, but it just didn't go that way.
And how long did it take for you to recover from it?
Before the COVID symptoms wore off, I think I had it for 10 days or 9 days, but I ended up losing my smell and taste for 3 days. And then after that, it was fine. Or so I thought. And then I went to go train, and then my body was just hit with the flu or a cold for 3 days at a time. And then I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm good to go again. And I'd go right back to go work out. And then my body would be just drained for 2-3 days at a time again. So I was like, oh man, I better take it back slow and recover slow.
I understand. Well, thankfully you recovered from that nasty situation, and right now you'll face Mathetha at UFC 277 on July the 30th, I believe. Yeah, July the 30th. And how is your preparation for that fight going?
So far so good. No injuries. Feel great. The weight cut's on point right now, and I feel really strong.
Are you still training at Team Alpha Male?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go in there this morning. I was there on Wednesday as well. But for this camp, I've just been focusing more on myself versus driving down there every morning. So I've been up here at my workplace a lot, working on my striking, prepping for the fact that this guy is a striker. I already know that I have my wrestling, but the first thing is every fight starts on the feet. So I have to be ready for that, especially with the last outing. And I felt pretty good in my last outing, especially with like the arm going and all that stuff. But I just told myself, I was like, hey, no excuses, even if I have a pinched nerve. So what I started doing was with my mitt work, we would do it to where it's like, hey, you can't use your right arm this time for like the next 5 minutes. Only use your left hand, your right kicks, everything else, but your right arm, like you can't use it. Just keep it up. And then we do switch stance. What if your left arm is like bum? Then we just do right arm only stuff. So it's been working out a lot. And then we made it to where no injury training, stuff like that. But I've been training all over the place, just traveling, training, working, training.
And are you still alternating with Lost Boys?
Always. That's always going to be my home right there. So definitely going to have one of the guys from Lost Boys, Brian Wilson. He's going to be in my corner for that fight as well.
And who are your other cornermen?
My brother Lewis, and then my striking coach Ezra.
I understand. You mentioned your latest outcome when you also made your octagon debut. That night it didn't went according to your plans. You lost to Philip Rowe. What went wrong?
Just the right arm going numb. First round felt good, but then I noticed with like a minute and a half, 1 minute left of the first round, my right arm, because I had a muscle contusion in my right arm that was pinching off the nerve. I tried to get it worked out by the UFC PI people, and they were needle and threading it, trying to get it down more and more and more. But it just didn't work out that way. And so I just told myself, I was like, hey, let's go into this smart. And I probably could have did the weight cut a little bit smarter. But overall, no, he was just a better man that night. He caught me with a good counter as I was trying to come in on that second round. And then at that point, I was like, all right, shit, if I can't really use my right arm or feel it too well, because, I rewatched that fight and I had a lot of people be like, no, it didn't look like anything was wrong with it. I was like, dude, every time I hit him with my right hand, I could not feel it. Every time I hit him with the left, I could feel my left landing, but every time I threw that right hand, I couldn't feel the landing. So I wasn't sure if he was doing good or not. And I feel like I could have had a couple of chances to finish that fight in the second round, just like he had a couple of chances. But, fortunately for him, he was able to get the stoppage, whereas I was not able to commit all the way full and get that stoppage. I was focused too much on something else, whereas usually when I fight, I don't think at all. So, but hats off to Phil. We were cutting weight together the night before that fight. So
I'm guessing things are good between the two of you, but are you pursuing a rematch with him somewhere down the line, considering that, that injury happened?
No, I mean, I'm not going to let that injury be the de facto of the only reason he won. I mean, he did a lot of good things to change it up in that second round. He stopped my takedown in the second round as well. So it's just one of those things where I have nothing but respect for that guy. He kept it cool the entire time. Like I said, when we were cutting weight together, we were just talking. We already knew it was a business. We both have families to feed. And I'm the kind of guy, I'm not going to go into a fight talking shit about my opponent. I don't need to. Like, I just love fighting. So I don't need to be able to, like, find some idea of why I'm mad at this guy in order to be able to fight. Had he been, trash talking my family and friends and stuff like that, then yeah, maybe like I would have got a little pissed and just been a little different. But overall, I try to keep all that outside of the cage, and I do better when I don't think. And so when I'm thinking about my arm and shit like that, that whole entire second round, that's a little different. Like when I got the nut kick in the second round, instead of taking more time to recover, I just told myself, I was like, well, I can either let my right arm go more numb, or I can just suck it up and deal with the kick to the nuts. It's up to me. And I was like, all right, fuck it, let's just go. But like I said, all the respect to Phil, he definitely got that win. It was well deserved. But I do look forward to fighting him again in the future. That's definitely one I want to get back for sure. You never want to, just have that one loss and never get it redeemed. So if everything goes well down the line, if he wants to run a rematch and is more than willing, I'd love to share that cage with him again. He's a cool dude.
And what about Mathetha? You told me that you are not, you don't like to talk trash about your opponent, but it also caught my attention that, you know, the fight has been rescheduled for the third time. Do you feel like a sort of rivalry with him, or do you feel like, do you have unfinished business with him?
I mean, can't be unfinished business if there was never business to begin with, man. And there's no rivalry. Like I said, I'm going to give these guys all the respect in the world they deserve, especially if they're going to step in the cage. And that's the other thing. Like, a lot of the sport, it's lost that camaraderie and the respect that both fighters deserve. A lot of these fighters nowadays, they want to hype a fight up, but it's one of those ones where if the fight looks good, that fight just makes itself. Usually it's going to be the fighters that talk a lot of trash to each other that aren't going out and finishing fights, that need to go and do something flashy, or got to have a reason to do something worth talking trash about. So Mathetha and I, we've kept it cool this entire time. I mean, if he wants to talk trash, that's fine. I don't really care. That's not going to be my style. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, try to model myself after Goku. So like I said, I just want to fight the best people, and whoever's in the way is, that's just going to help me get stronger and stronger. It's just going to help me become a better fighter. And each fight I look forward to every time.
That's a very, very nice t-shirt. I already congratulated you on it before we start recording the interview, but still it deserves to be congratulated again. The card on which you're fighting is headlined by the clash between Julianna Pena and Amanda Nunes. I would like to hear your pick for this rematch.
It's gonna be tough because Pena's, she's not gonna get bullied, but I think Nunes is gonna come in, and I honestly think that if Nunes can get the finish in the first 2 rounds, we see Pena get it again, just because of the style that Nunes has. But if Nunes is able to land that damage early on a lot better this time and more efficiently, then I think we see Nunes by TKO, and if not, then maybe Pena by another submission.
And what about the other championship clash on the card, Brandon Moreno versus Kekara France?
I got to go with Moreno. Come on. There's nothing against Kekara France. I mean, the guy's a great athlete, but same management, and Brandon Moreno, every time I've met him so far over at Jason's, he's been a super swole guy. So.
And what about a prediction for your fight?
I'm going to go out there and try to get the finish in the first round. I mean, it can be first, second, or third, but I'm going to try to get the finish. I don't like judges. They fucking suck. And I'll say that every time, every interview. I want the judges to know whoever it is that's going to be judging their fights, they're fucking shitty. And I know it's not the UFC's fault. It's the athletic commissions for the state's fault. So what they need to do is work on getting better judges, implement a system.
Have you already picked your walkout song?
Yeah, I'm going to be using the same song that I used last time.
May I ask you which one was it?
It's called Revan's Revenge, based off of a Star Wars character by my buddy's band, Greybush. They're a metal band. They're actually touring today. They'll be playing in Texas today on my birthday. So I hit them up, told them all, like, hey, go kick ass, good luck on the tour. And then I think they're going to be touring for at least like a month.
Orion, I finished my questions. Before I let you go, do you have any last messages you would like to share with us?
Yeah, I just want to thank all my family and friends. If you don't wish me a happy birthday today, fuck you. I'm just kidding. No, I just want to thank everybody who has given me the support, and I look forward to putting on a great show for everybody. I definitely want to give a shout out to Alpha Male, Lost Boys, and UFC Jim Rockland, all my coaches and training partners for helping me out. They know who they are. It's just too many to list off. And definitely got to thank the wife for helping take care of me. She's, we're in the process of cooking me breakfast right now before I take off. And then definitely got to thank my sponsors. They're definitely a big help with being able for me to focus a little bit less on work and more on training. So,
Orion, before I get an F word, happy birthday once again. Congrats, best of luck with your upcoming fight, and hopefully I'll hear again from you in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, hopefully we can talk right after the fight. It'd be great.
Have a nice one. Bye-bye.
All right, take care, man.